Thank you. It is a privilege to be here today. Thank you. Where'd you all come from?
Seattle.
I was thinking about all the different people and all the different... I will be a minister 50 years in 2 more years.
Wow.
Will you hold that as my goal?
Yes.
With me? And when I say that, my family were from St. Louis originally. I'm just going to give you a little background. And my mother was never supposed to be able to walk and never supposed to be able to have children. She had a disease, a bone disease. And the Unity group of prayer workers came and stood around her bed. And one day she was in a cast. And all of a sudden she could move inside the cast, her legs. And we took the cast off, and eventually she walked fully with just a little bit of a limp. And I was the first of 4 children. Now that happened a few years later. That wasn't right after she got still. Mother always said, "Now don't tell that story like the way you're telling it." So this is for you, Mom. So, the only reason I say all of that, and I've had the pleasure and the privilege of serving 28 ministries down through these years. And I was James Dillard Freeman's secretary for a while. And I almost got fired because I sent a letter to France, to one of our ministers there, and it had a misspelled word in the letter. And Jim, the minister who was there, wrote Jim a little note saying, "You always sending out letters like this?" And he was kidding because I knew who Bernard was. And Jim brought the letter over and put it on my desk. He said, "What would you ever send out a letter like that?" I said, "Well, you signed it." This was true. A number of years later, we were standing in his house watching the snow fall, and through the blinds, and he said, "Do you remember that?" I said, "I remember a lot of things, Jim." "Do you remember the letter?" He said, "I'll never forget it as long as I live." So I just wanted you to know that I'm a silly goose as a man, and loved every minute of ministry. And the thing that I've loved the most is all the different people in the world that I've been able to look at in the eyes and see back from them what I hope that they see from me as well. And my wife and I have worked in other countries in the Middle East and Soviet Union. And everywhere there's the same need to be loved, to be understood, to look beyond the conditions of the body or the mind or the heart and see what's really there. So when we were singing those songs, I was thinking about that again, how important not only the language of the heart, but the language that we speak and sing in. And even though I'm sitting here trying to remember all the different words at this moment, I did know some of them when you were playing, but I was thinking about all the people that they represent for each of us. And then think about all the people in your life. Yesterday we had over 100 people in here. Many of them never been in a Unity church or wouldn't even wonder if this really was a church. And there's a few of us here who wonder that too sometimes. Because we have come to know each other beyond the words of the building, and yet that one word has meant so much to me my whole life, unity. Thought, feeling, belief, understanding, willingness to look beyond conditions. How many of you have a few conditions that you need to look beyond? Oh, is that all? Yeah, we all do, don't we? And yet the condition has also been a way of bringing it to the surface of what my next goal is. Did you ever think about, sometimes I'm aware that when something's going on, I go, what did you think wrong? Now, I know nobody else does that, but what could this be about, what your thinking's about? And often it's not in my thinking because I'm thinking right, but it's in my feeling nature. I've had other things in my life that have come up, and I shouldn't be thinking this. Well, maybe you're thinking it because the feeling nature has been holding on to things, and we don't always talk about our feelings. One of the places that we make the greatest changes is when I'm feeling about something. And in unity, we kind of need to shift a little bit from ourselves, because I shouldn't be thinking this. It's not the thought, because the only reason that thought gets up there is because you've been holding feelings about yourself, or about the condition, or about the person, or about the car, or whatever the case. But mainly, it's the feeling nature that is holding the emotion, the ability to emote. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
And so, as much as we would like to believe that we're truthful, and we are, on the feeling nature side, we are often holding things not necessarily against ourselves, just holding the ideas or feelings around issues. So, what are some of the feelings that you would like to now shift? Fear. What's that fear from? And so I always keep a little kind of what's that about today over that issue? And whether it's about the issues that are going on in our government right now. And I don't suspect there's any more than 2 or 3 you're wondering about that. Oh, really? And see, and where did those feelings come from? Because I care deeply about what's really going on one hand, but my feeling nature has picked up a lot of other things around issues and people and so on down the line. So, and they're there now, not as a lever of guilt, but as a recognition so that I can now decide what I'm going to offer here. The greatest place that we have to offer each other is from my caring about those words that we talk about: love, joy, peace. What would give you that peace about our country right now? I want that more than I want to be right about conditions. Then I have something to offer, a condition at the level of the condition. Am I making sense? Wow. So what shall we offer today for all the conditions that, if you watched television last night or any newscast or whatever it was, and some of the things that we watch, as funny as all get out, making fun of what's going on. Anybody watch Saturday Night Live? Oh, only 3 of you? The rest of you don't want to not, never mind. And so it brings something up so that we can play with it, understand it, and what do I have to offer here? Quietness and confidence. If we've come this far as a nation and a country and a group of people, and we're now working no longer just as a United States, but we're talking, now think about this. What does the United States of the world need from me? Because we're no longer the United States of America. The United States of the Americas brought us so far that now, it's kind of like, how many of you still have your cell phone on? Or and you if I said, everybody take that out and play with it. I was watching a family of 6 the other day at dinner.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All 6. He's playing their own game. You're looking like you don't know what I'm talking about. You don't. Well, that's why. And good for you. But what I'm getting at is, we have that all over the world happening.
Yes.
You go to South Africa, they've all got one. Wherever we are. And the tendency is, we really aren't listening to each other's need. We're not, so if you hadn't do it, put it away for now. But what is wanted here is some, and yet, why do we have those? So that we can interact with each other in such a way. So what do I have to offer with my world? Here's, we have these prayers that we use in unity. God is my help in every need. God does my every hunger feed. God walks beside me, guides my way through every moment of the day. I now am wise. I now am true. Patient. Oh, really?
Kind.
Patient.
Kind.
Ooh, put your hand there. Patient. Wherever you had to put your hand for that. Mine kind of gurgles down here. Patient, kind, and loving. And the first person I need to be patient with is who?
Yourself.
Kind, loving too. All things I am can do and be through Christ the truth that lives in me. God is my health. I can't be sick. God is my strength, unfailing quick. God is my all. I know no fear. Oh, really? So what is that? I'm not going to act like I don't. But I'm using that as the words that I'm going to now remember when it comes up as a feeling. The word that I need from that, I have no fear, is there. So let me be aware of what brings that on. And now surround that feeling with love. Don't act like it doesn't exist. Because you were given the ability to think and to feel. And the Christ's presence within you, as we say in unity, or that spiritual knowing. If you didn't have all 3 of those, you would never have manifested anything. All the thoughts for the world. And now what would I like to have for the world that I've begun to have for me? Am I making sense?
Mm-hmm.
So we now know, it's not like, we now know so much. 360,000 year cycles are going on in our galaxy. Over and over. And every 360,000 years, and we break those down into 250,000 years, and break it down even further, and in the last 300, 400 years, we've been through a number of cycles where all hell breaks loose, so that heaven can break through, and we can take the next in the cycle of movement of bringing forth order. Am I making sense still?
Mm-hmm.
So, if I look back to the Hitler regime, it wasn't too far away. Most of us in this room were here. I was just a little boy, but you know what, baby, but you know what I'm saying. Many of us were born somewhere in the 40s and 50s.
And 20s.
Oh, all right, and the 20s. I was trying to be nice. But the point of being is that in our life cycles, even, what we have going on right now was in a way, politically, in our own country, it's got somebody who's doing this, but which is the beginning of a shift and change political systems that are going to have to make changes. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
So our work, am I making sense to you?
Yes.
So our work now is, because we have begun to know that thoughts held in mind and the feeling nature of us working with them, often it had to come to radicalness before I was aware of it going on inside of myself and that changes was about to happen. Have you ever fought for what you didn't want to have happen, only you were fighting with it on your one side, and then when it happened, you went through it anyway, damn it. Excuse me, Lord. No, don't excuse me. You don't need to excuse me. Because out of that comes the next step of order. 250 years we have had our government of two-party systems, and sometimes both parties are not necessarily working for the highest good, not because they didn't want to, but because we've been doing it the same way, gathering. And if that is a part of the switch that change is needed right now, maybe we need who's at the leadership at the moment to be the radicalness. I never thought I was going to get into this today, but you get what I'm saying. And it's not about who's wrong, it's about what are we going to offer here. And of all places, in Bremerton, Washington, where we've got political systems and wonderful imaginations and the ability to think worldwide now, not just citywide or countrywide, but worldwide. Where two or more are gathered together in my name, there am I in the midst. I have never forsaken you. I have never left you. You are my beloved, in whom I am well pleased. Did he say that just to his disciples? Or to everyone who's had ears to hear? And you've been discipling all your life, following. And what did he say to the disciples was, now go and do it as me. And you have been ordained in your consciousness to be one not who just follows. You want to run? Or stick with it and do it? It doesn't take anything more than who you are to remember what your purpose is, to love God with all your heart, and all your mind, and all your soul. In such a way that those around you will be blessed. You know, and Peter said, who, me? And walked on water anyway. And when the man picked up his bed and went home and said, honey, look what happened to me. I was healed. And she looked at him and she said, good, take out the garbage. It didn't come up, it's not in scripture, but I knew. Because it requires that if we're now going to be healed, we've got to take care of what's going on.
I could just hear Rama say that to you.
Did Rama say that to me?
No, I said I could just hear her say that to you.
I've said it to her. She's the one traveling. But see, you know, what I'm getting at is, here we are, a group of people who sing our songs and do our work, and we all are doing it. You all are doing that. It's not because I'm telling you, it's we all are doing it. Every once in a while, I need to be reminded for myself. I'm saying it for Max now. And then together, where two or more are gathered, that risen Christ Spirit within each of us, that holy wholeness within us, that spirit of love and light, and order and harmony and peace, and determination, and willingness of spirit to enfold and bring together the thought and feeling into that one presence and power within, God the good, and to be doers of the work. Close your eyes for a minute. And take a deep breath to that. The light of God surrounds you. The love of God enfolds you. The power of God directs you. The presence of God fulfills you. Wherever you are in thought and feeling and purpose and understanding, you are in the right place at the right time to do what is before you, in you, and through you, to do the will, the work. For these moments we give thanks. Amen.